Once upon a time, in a village forgotten by time, nestled at the edge of a dark and endless forest, there lived a young girl named Maddie. Maddie was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. Her days were filled with laughter and curiosity as she roamed the village and surrounding meadows. But there was one place even Maddie dared not go, the forest of whispering shadows. The villagers spoke of the forest in hushed tones, their faces growing pale at the mere mention of its name. It was said that those who ventured into the forest never returned, swallowed by the shadows that whispered secrets too terrible for human ears. At night, the wind carried the eerie whispers from the forest to the village, sending shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, twisted shadows across the land, Maddie's beloved dog, Shadow, bolted into the forest. Without a second thought, Maddie chased after him, her heart pounding with fear and determination. She knew the risks, but couldn't abandon her loyal companion to the horrors within. The forest entrance loomed before her, dark and foreboding. As she stepped across the threshold, a chill ran down her spine. The air was thick and heavy, and the trees seemed to close in around her, their gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal hands. Every step was accompanied by the faintest of whispers, just on the edge of hearing, but enough to make her skin crawl. "Maddie," they seemed to say, "turn back," but Maddie pressed on, calling out for Shadow. Her voice echoed through the trees, swallowed by the oppressive darkness. The deeper she went, the stronger the whispers grew, merging into a cacophony of voices that buzzed in her ears, each one telling a different story of sorrow, loss, and terror. She stumbled upon an ancient, crumbling path, barely visible beneath the tangled roots and fallen leaves. Following it, she found herself in a small clearing bathed in an eerie, greenish light. In the center stood an old, dilapidated cabin. Its windows were broken, and the door hung ajar, creaking with the slightest breeze. Shadow's barking came from inside the cabin. Maddie hesitated, but her love for Shadow overcame her fear. She pushed the door open and stepped inside. The cabin was a relic from another time, filled with dusty furniture and cobweb-covered trinkets. In the corner, Shadow stood growling at a shadowy figure. "Maddie!" The voice was soft, almost comforting. She turned to see a woman shrouded in darkness, her eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. "I've been waiting for you." "Who are you?" Maddie demanded, her voice trembling. "I am Surfina," the woman replied, "the keeper of this forest." Surfina's tale was a tragic one. She was once a guardian of the village, loved by all. But an ancient curse had bound her to the forest, turning her into a creature of the shadows. Over centuries, she had watched as the forest consumed those who dared enter, unable to break free from her dark prison. "Why did you bring Shadow here?" Maddie asked, her fear slowly giving way to curiosity. "The forest feeds on fear," Surfina explained. "It lured you here through your love for Shadow, knowing you would come. But you are different, Maddie. You possess a light within you, a light that can break the curse." Maddie's heart raced. She didn't know how to break an ancient curse, but she knew she had to try. "What must I do?" she asked. "You must face the heart of the forest," Surfina said, her voice growing fainter. "Confront its darkest secrets and bring back the light." With Shadow by her side, Maddie ventured deeper into the forest. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, and the darkness thicker. The trees seemed to move, their branches twisting and turning, guiding her toward the heart of the forest. She followed the path until she reached a massive twisted tree, its roots forming a dark cavern. Taking a deep breath, Maddie stepped inside. The cavern was cold and damp, the walls covered in ancient glowing runes. At the center stood a pedestal with a glowing crystal orb. The whispers became a deafening roar as she approached the orb. "Maddie," the voices called out, "free us." She reached out and touched the orb. A blinding light exploded from within, flooding the cavern and pushing back the darkness. The whispers turned to screams, then to silence. The light enveloped Maddie, filling her with warmth and strength. When the light faded, Maddie found herself back in the clearing. The forest now bathed in the soft glow of dawn. The trees no longer seemed menacing, and the whispers had ceased. Serafina stood before her, her form now human and radiant. "You have done it, Maddie," Serafina said, tears of gratitude in her eyes. "You have broken the curse." The forest began to change, the darkness lifting and the trees blooming with new life. The villagers, drawn by the miraculous transformation, gathered at the forest's edge, witnessing the rebirth of the land they had feared for so long. Maddie returned to the village, her heart filled with hope and her bond with shadows stronger than ever. Serafina, now free, chose to stay and help the village rebuild, her wisdom guiding them toward a brighter future. And so the forest of whispering shadows became a place of wonder and beauty, a testament to the bravery of a young girl who dared to face her fears and bring light to the darkest of places. The villagers would tell the tale for generations, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light within us can conquer any shadow.